Yo, it's good. It's one pop. It's Wednesday, June 18th, like 6:45 a.m. I just got off work, worked like 11 and a half hours, so I just drove home, pulled up to the house, and after this, I'm about to go in and crash for a minute, and then get up and do the same thing all over again. So, same shit, but um I, of course, wanted to record a video and just put some shit out there, get some shit off my chest. Uh, so I've been reading, I always read a lot of books, as you know, and one of the books I was reading was Living and Dying with Grace by Thomas Cleary. It's a good book. Uh, and then it said the same thing in Disciplining the Soul, but and with all the shit, I don't know, there's just always shit going on in the world. I try to kind of stay out of politics. I'm more in the like spiritual, religious aspects of things. Politics is just, I don't know. It's just, I don't know. I just don't fuck. I mean, I fuck with politics, but I don't really follow like the news cycle or anything like that very much. But obviously in the Middle East with Iran and Israel and shit. But anyways, so in those two books I was reading, it talks about Muhammad said, and again, like if you got a problem with fucking Islam and Muslims and you think they're a bunch of fucking dumb terrorists and we should just like one of those people who's like, we should just nuke the fuck out of the Middle East and get it over with and goat fuckers and all that shit. I mean, I would just say you're fucking ignorant. Uh, Muhammad aside, Islam, I mean, they had a, they knew about cosmology back then. I'm pretty sure our number system came from the Arabics and um yeah, just they studied Plato and Socrates and they're fucking smart people. And Islam is like one of the biggest religions in the whole world. Like I said, Malcolm X converted me to Islam after I read the autobiography of Malcolm X and after, so during 9/11 they were always talking about jihad and the holy war and shit, and we could get into 9/11 and everything that has to do with that, but I don't I don't I don't agree with the official story that gets into politics and the way I feel about government. I don't think I think the government is full of shit and they're full of lies, and even though I'm an American citizen and I do love my country, and I think the government is full of shit. I've never seen the government ever tell the truth one fucking time about anything. And ever since I've been alive, in 4 decades, I've never seen them make anything better. I've never seen them improve anything. I've never seen anything good come out of it, any type of honesty. It's always underhanded, fucking mobbing, killing, um, psyops, spies, agent provocateur shit to push their agenda. But anyways, that aside, the Holy War was where I heard about jihad was after 9/11, and then it turns out that that's like a Muslim concept about the Holy War. And Muhammad said, and I read this in Living and Dying with Grace and in Disciplining the Soul, a Sufi book, that Muhammad said that there's two jihads, and one jihad is when you pick up the sword for the cause of your religion, and That's the lesser jihad. And the greatest jihad is the jihad with yourself, the jihad of the self. And that's overcoming your soul and your passions and your desires and our sinful nature that we all have, uh, the greed and the arrogance. But the greatest jihad is the jihad against the self. It's the holy war against the self, where you strive to connect with God and be close to God and remember God in everything you do. And he said that when the lesser jihad, when you pick up the sword in the cause of your religion and you go to war, that will get you to heaven. But with the greatest jihad, the greater jihad of the self, that is how you see the throne of God. And so I think these days, I always remember that. And these days, with obviously everything, like I said, I look at everything from a spiritual, like religious aspect. And I don't give a fuck what you think about that. You're probably ignorant as fuck and illiterate and all kinds of other shit, you know? But if you have an open mind, I'm willing to talk about it. We can have discussions about it and shit. But if you got some closed mind and shit, bro, there ain't no point. But anyways, so the greater jihad is basically very important to me. And you know, I want to see the throne when I die. And I'm constantly fighting against myself. I fucked my life up. I fucked people's lives up. I've hurt a lot of people. I've destroyed a lot of things. I've lost everything because all because of myself. So trying to come out of that and bounce back and stand on my feet and heal the damage that I've done. You know, this is something we all go through, but, you know, and that's all because of myself. So just from that aspect, being a better person and getting close to God is very important to me. And so the greater jihad is basically the struggle that we all go through every day. And so I'm very aware and conscious of that at all times. Especially these days when the world is so fucked up. You know, I'm not really trying to play into any of this bullshit and hurt anybody else or watch people get hurt or get taken advantage of, or, you know. So yeah, I mean, we all fight the jihad. And I was watching it was like a short interview with Tupac Shakur, the rapper. And if you don't know, obviously everybody knows who Tupac is, but if you don't, bust into his catalog. Pac was a real nigga dude for sure. And you know, has a big influence on my life. But that being said, in the interview, he said, we can make a change and we could change the world, but it's gonna take a revolution. And when he said that in the interview, I was like, yeah, you know, right there, he's talking about the greater jihad, because the revolution inside of yourself that we all have to create to make ourselves better, improve, and draw closer to God, which will improve our spiritual sensibilities and make the world a better place. Because the world's fucking evil as fuck, and there's hella evil people out there, and there's evil spirits, and it's like an evil spirit that's possessed humanity for so long, and it creeps in and you know, it becomes a part of you, and it's a part of us that needs to be purged out. Cause shit's getting fucked up. And you look at it however you want. Like I said, I mean, if you want to be ignorant about it, nothing I could really do to stop you. So the Tupac said it's gonna take a revolution to change, and I feel that in my soul. I'm not. Yeah, man. I'm just trying to have a revolution inside of my soul with myself in a positive way. And then I recently I listened to a documentary about who rules the world, and they looked at the number one, like all the big companies, the big corporations, and basically how all the corporations control like there's only a few corporations that control everything from like food production, every type of industry they control. And it's like BlackRock and Vanguard and all, we all know those corporations or entities that basically have all the stocks, and they hold all the stocks, and they basically have all the money. They run the show. Every aspect of our lives is ran by these companies. And this documentary went over everything and showed how. And one interesting thing they mentioned was that Forbes magazine called BlackRock the fourth branch of the government, because they're the only private company that consults with the government about, and the central bank, about where our money goes, how they invest and spend the money. I mean, they own the tech companies, they own food production, they own all the food production, tobacco, car manufacturing, metal manufacturing, they run all aspects of our lives. And and then it gets into, and you could call this conspiracy, whatever. You're probably fucking ignorant, and I'm not trying to insult anybody, but I'm really not. If you see me talking shit and you're offended, I mean, I'm speaking my mind. I don't really give a fuck if it hurts your feelings or not. I mean, I do give a fuck if it hurts your feelings. I'm not trying to offend anybody or insult anybody's intelligence, but it's basically 2025. It's to the point we got to call a spade, and that's basically what it is, dude. But so then it gets into the like Agenda 2030, and how oh, you'll own nothing and be happy, and you're gonna have to you're gonna have to pay the government for the basic living necessities of life, and you're gonna own nothing, and you're gonna be happy and eat the bugs and all that bullshit that they say is going to happen. And they, like, these companies or these holding companies and these entities specifically have said that, and then the public gets a hold of this information, and we go out and try to help each other out and let each other know what's going on, and then we're labeled crazy conspiracy theorists and fucking all that bullshit, which to me is just fucking ignorance. But like I said, you do you, but a spade is a spade. So there you go. Anyways, but then it got me thinking that, and they hate it. They hate it. They hate us, dude. They fucking hate us. And it got me thinking, like, you'll own nothing and be happy. But it's like, yo, no, that's bullshit. I own my fucking soul. We own our souls. How are you going to take my fucking soul from me that God gave me? You can't take that. You're not going to own that. I'll still always have ownership and possession of my fucking soul. We will always have ownership and possession of our souls. And they hate that. That's the one thing they can never take away from us. They could do whatever the fuck they want, dude. They could do whatever they want. And that's a fucking jihad, dude. That's the holy war. They're gonna do all this bullshit. They're gonna push all this shit out. They're gonna take all the fucking money, dude. They're gonna fucking push all their shit out on us, bombard us with their lies and their fucking drugs, and fucking try to make us miserable and control the fuck out of us. We're already peasants. We're fucked, dude. But yeah, dude, check this. They'll never take my fucking soul, dude. They'll never take my fucking integrity. They'll never take my God-given divine spark. And that's the same for all of us. And these evil motherfuckers, dude, they, like, you know what I'm saying? Just always remember that, bro. They're gonna say, yo, you'll own nothing. Yeah, right, dude. You're fucking wrong. And they hate it. They hate it. But anyways, that's the moral of the story, dude. I'll own nothing and be happy? Yeah. No, I'll own my soul that you can never take away from any of us. And I'll be happy, dude. And they could do, yeah, their little 2030 agendas, their little, you know, they could brainwash us, use their little AI bullshit. The only way they're taking souls and snatching souls is if you fucking willingly give it to them. And I am about to do that, dude. When I die, I'm taking my soul and I'm going back to God, dude. I'm gonna put it on the fucking scales and let him weigh it out, dude. And we'll see who really has the last laugh in that moment. And like I said, if I go to hell over this bullshit, that's between me and God and the people that I've had in my life who I've had experiences with, and the people that I've harmed, and you know, the bad deeds that I've done. But that's between me and God and those people. But on Judgment Day, dude, hey, they ain't taking my fucking soul, dude. That's all I gotta say, dude. Moral of the story, remember this, the fucking holy war jihad, dude. If you want to see the throne, dude, you better fucking go to war with yourself, dude, and get as close to God as you can. You know, it also says that there's a veil between us and God, and the only way to see behind the veil and to lift the veil to see God is to overcome your passions and overcome yourself and overcome your soul. And that's how you see God. And always remember that too, dude. So anyways, this is, damn, dude, I just went off, man. I just went in on this shit, bro. Own nothing and be happy, dude. Yeah, right, bruh. I don't think so, dude. So it's 2025. You know what time it is. You look around and you see what time it is, dude. And you know, whatever the fuck they say, they're full of shit, dude. They always have been. I'm going to bed.